this is Lam from the GSC at Korea University. This session is going to be about one of the most important topics, so you must know if you are an international student studying in Korea, visa and immigration. We are first going to cover what you need to do before the semester begins, which includes you submitting your arrival report to GSC. The arrival report is just as it sounds. It is a form that reports your arrival to Korea and Korea University. From Monday, August 17 to Monday, August 31st, you are required to submit your arrival report, a copy of your passport ID page, the one with your photo on it, and a proof of your ARC. ARC is shortened for Alien Registration Card. You can choose one of the following three options as your proof of ARC. As shown here, appointment receipt from Sejongno Immigration Office, certificate of application for permit of stay, or a scanned copy of the front and back side of your ARC. I'm going to show you an example of each of these three options in the later slides. Make sure that you submit all three required documents to GSC email written here. Even if you are an F-type visa holder, you still need to submit your arrival report, a copy of your passport ID page, and a copy of the front and back side of your alien registration card, or in your case, a residency card. Most of you have entered Korea with a D2 visa. When you arrive in Korea with a D2 visa, you must apply for an alien registration card by law. In order to apply for an ARC, you are going to go on the website of hikorea.go.kr. On this website, make an online reservation for a visit to Sejongno Immigration Office. Please go to the Sejongno branch instead of other branches in Korea, regardless of your place of residency in Korea, because Sejongno Immigration Office is the main office that manages students of Korea University. Most of you have entered Korea with a D2 visa. When you arrive in Korea with a D2 visa, you must apply for an alien registration card by law. In order to apply for an ARC, you are going to go on the website of hikorea.go.kr. On this website, make an online reservation for a visit to Sejongno Immigration Office. Please go to the Sejongno branch instead of other branches in Korea, regardless of your place of residency in Korea, because Sejongno Immigration Office is the main office that manages students of Korea University. As you can see on the slide, you need the following documents to apply for your ARC. On your application form, a passport size photo, 30,000 Korean won in cash, your passport, a copy of your passport ID page, and a copy of your D2 visa page. Your proof of residency within Korea, certificate of registration, or if you are applying for your ARC after the semester begins, certificate of enrollment, which you can get from the One-Stop Service Center. Lastly, if it is applicable to you, a letter of invitation from NIIED if you are an KGSP student. After you apply for your ARC, please do not forget to submit your required documents to GSC. If for a reason you enter Korea or are currently in Korea with a visa other than D2 like B1, B2, or D4, you must apply for a student visa, also known as D2 visa, before the semester begins. If you have a visa that can be changed to a D2 visa without having to make a departure out of Korea, you can go to Sejongno Immigration Office to apply for your D2 visa and ARC at the same time. Same thing as before, you will need to make an online reservation for the visit to Sejongno Immigration Office. And then you will need to prepare the following documents to submit for your DTO and ARC application. Application form, passport, ARC if it applies to you, and 130,000 Korea won in cash. You will also need your COA or Certificate of Admission from Korea University, proof of residency, certificate of registration, Tuberculosis Test Certificate if it applies to you, final academic credentials, final statement, certificate of completion from Korean Language Center if it applies to you, and an invitation letter from NIIED if you're a KGSP student. The next few slides will explain how you can make an online reservation to visit Sejongno Immigration Office. First, go on to hikorea.go.kr. You will see the Reserve Visit button, so click on it. And it will lead you to this page. Select Appointment Reservations for non-members and click Confirm. And then you are going to select Identification with a Passport Number tab, and then fill in your passport number, country you are from, and then your date of birth, and click Confirm on the bottom. You're going to choose Sejongno branch for the reservation. Once you click on Sejongno branch office, it will lead you to this page. And you're going to click one of the open slots and type in your purpose of visit. It can be for alien registration or to change your visa. Once you fill in this form, click Apply. If it is successfully confirmed, you will be able to print out the appointment receipt. Remember that this is one of the options that you could choose as your proof of ARC. Sejongno Immigration Office is located at this address. It's at a building called Seoul Global Center. If you're taking the subway, take line 1 and get off at Chonggak Station. And you are going to step out of the station through exit 6. Go straight, and it will be the building on your right. You can also call the call center at 1345 without an area code. Now, once you go to the immigration office to get your alien registration completed, you will receive the certificate of application for permit of stay once your application is successfully approved. This form includes the date of your ARC pickup, so please make sure you go back to immigration office to pick up your card. Also, remember this was the second option for your proof of ARC. An extra semester student is a student who needs an extra semester to complete their coursework. In some cases, students may not be able to finish their coursework within the coursework period. In that case, they will be considered as an extra semester student. If you're an extra semester student and you wish to extend your visa or ARC, you need the documents from the above plus the financial statement, which is, in this case, mandatory. Additionally, you will need to submit an explanatory statement for extra semesters, form signed by your academic advisor, and then GSC, in order to bring to the immigration office. Please keep in mind that international students can stay and study in Korea only within the period approved by the immigration office, as stated on the back of their ARC. An undergraduate student visa is valid for a maximum of 8 semesters. Result of permission for ARC extension may vary by individuals. As an international student with a D2 visa, you are required and obligated by law to report any changes in your passport information within 14 days of the change occurrence. You can make an online report as well as on the Hi Korea website by clicking on the e-application button. If your place of residency changes, you will report it as well. If you move to another place in Korea, that means your place of residency changed. You can report this change and you should within 14 days to the immigration office or the school office. If you live on campus in a dormitory, you are to submit the confirmation of residence or accommodation form with a signature from your dormitory and a payment received. For off-campus housing, you need to provide a copy of the rental contract. If the rental contract is not under your own name, it is mandatory for you to submit the confirmation of residence or accommodation form along with a copy of the accommodation provider's ID. Now on to the Tuberculosis Test Certificate. You are required to turn this certificate in if it is applies to you. If you are from the following country listed on the slide, you have not turned in your test certificate after March 2016, you are to go to Dobong-gu Public Health Center and get this test done. The location is listed on the slide. This is an important notice regarding your D2 visa and related to the changes in your student status. If a student status change at Korea University, the student must depart out of Korea within 15 days after the change occurs, regardless of the expiry date written on the back of the student's ARC. Changes in student status include leave of absence, non-registration, withdrawing from the university or being expelled, completing their coursework and graduating from the university, participating in a study abroad program such as exchange student. Your ARC is valid only when you are enrolled at the university and physically residing and studying in Korea. If you took a leave of absence, meaning that you have left the university for a semester or two and you would like to come back to the university, this process is called reinstatement. The application period for reinstatement for international students is 2 months before the new semester begins. The process for applying for reinstatement is as follows. You first need to apply for reinstatement on the portal. Once your department office confirms your reinstatement, GSC will email you with the necessary information and a certificate of admission and send it to you via email. You will then need to prepare the other documents you need to submit along with the COA you will have received in the email to apply for your D2 visa. After you arrive in Korea with a D2 visa, you will need to reapply for a new ARC. As you live in Korea, you may be interested in having a part-time job. By law, if someone has a D2 visa, they cannot work and get paid in Korea because it is a student visa. However, if permission is granted by the immigration office, student could work part-time in Korea on a D2 visa. Please be advised that first-year student in their first semester and an extra semester student cannot apply for a part-time job. Here are the steps. Find employment first. Prepare the following documents: your passport, ARC, part-time work of foreign student confirmation form with the employer's signatures, certificate of the employer's business registration, standard employment contract that includes detailed information such as work hours, students' transcript of the previous semester, official topic score depending on your grade at the university, as shown on this slide. And with this form, you are going to visit GSC to get your form checked and your confirmation form is signed. Apply for permission for part-time work at the immigration office. Once approved by the immigration office, then you can start working. Students must start working only after they get permission to do so at the immigration office of Korea. Working without permission is illegal and it may lead to deportation by law. Here are some examples of the part-time work. Foreign student confirmation form. Both forms are signed on March 8th of 2021, which is written in red. But one of them is considered as illegal employment. The one on the left says that the working period is from March 22nd to November 30. This student did the right thing by coming into the office for approval well before they started working. However, the student on the right went to get their approval to work after they started working. This will be a huge problem. Please be sure to get permission to work part-time before you actually start working. Please remember to submit your required documents to GSC email. If you have any question regarding visa and immigration, do not hesitate to contact us by email or telephone. Thank you.